Senator Boni, then Senator Manzi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you are out of order. Mr. Speaker, allow me to congratulate the new minister for his presence in this ministry. The country remembers that His Excellency, the President, because of the weighting he put on this issue, actually assigned special responsibilities to the former Deputy President to do what you're doing now. And we didn't see his footprints. In a short time, you've blown a strong breath of hope in the coffee sector. And Mr. Speaker, I want to, before I ask, acknowledge your answer in part C, where you have spoken to the coffee revitalization strategy that covers special areas that include policy and so on and so forth. This is very good. But there's something you have left out, and which concerns me. The issue of governance. You and I have been around for a while. You know that the Nordic countries were so interested in this particular cooperative movement that they actually put up a cooperative college in Karen. And that college, I don't know what had happened, Madam Speaker, it was converted into a university. So, and this is the college that would give capacity building in the area of governance in our cooperatives. So given that the university has taken over the college, what are you planning to do to ensure that these skills of governance are then given to these people from a centralized place, recognized like the former cooperative college that was in Nordic? And finally, Madam Speaker, with your permission, the blueprint which you have attempted to give in C gives a lot of hope to all farmers across the country, including our own home, you and I, Kakamega. The people of Shitori Cooperative, Shitori Factory in Idaho Central, of a Kolomani, like many other, like Kimuri, are waiting to hear how much money you've put in the budget to ensure that Shitori Factory in a Kolomani, like many others, can actually be revitalized.
Senator Manzo.
Yes, Madam Speaker, you know the minister is on his feet, but I will be as brief as possible. First, I want to congratulate the CS for coming up with the new cooperatives law, because this is going to deal with the governance in individual cooperatives like Kimori. But bearing in mind that the budget to Ministry of Cooperative has remained tiny over the years, and also bearing in mind that the counties whereby they are dealing with the cooperatives as a devolution strategy is also underfunded. What are you going to do about ancient situations like Kimuri? Do you have some other sources of funding, you know, like international funding, interested people in the cooperative movement worldwide who really want to support Kenyan cooperative movement so that you have funds to revive a cooperative like Kimuri? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Murango. Honorable CS, you could even take your seat because we'll take the questions and then you respond to them together.
Asante sana, Mstahiki Speaker. Mstahiki Speaker, kwanza ni kushukuru kwa swali ambayo umeuliza kuhusu vyama vya ushirika ambazo vingi vimefilisika. Jambo la kwanza, sababu kubwa inakuanga ni uongozi mbaya katika vyama vya ushirika na wale wanaoongoza katika vyama vile ambao wanachaguliwa kule mashinani. Na waziri, unajua lazima tukianza kutatua tatizo tuweke msingi ya kwamba jambo hilo halijatokea. Kulikuwa na sababu kubwa ambayo ilifanya Kimuri kufilisika, ambalo inafaa iangaliwe kwa kina. Kwanza, ilifilisika kwa nini? kwa sababu tunapojaribu kuongeza kuzalisha kahawa na wakulima bado wanaenda kilomita 10 kwenda kupeleka kahawa yako katika mitambo ya kusagia na vyombo vya ushirika, wengi wataenda kulima vitu vingine ambavyo havingekuwa vya maana sana kushinda kahawa. Mr. Speaker, na kitu ambayo ningeambia waziri ni kwamba na chanzo kubwa sana vyema kufilisika, kuna mambo mengine inatokana na maafisa ambao wako katika wizara yako, wale maafisa wa vyama vya ushirika. Nasema hivyo kwa nini? Juzi mwaka uliopita katika Kirinyaga, Cooperative Cooperative Society, Mutira Cooperative Society kutoka Kirinyaga, karibu sifilisike kwa sababu ya mikopo iliyochukuliwa ambayo ilikuja ikakumbaliwa na maafisa kutoka wizara yako. Wakakopa pesa na wakukopa kwa bank, walikopa kwa watu binafsi, halafu wakakata wakulima. Kwa hivyo ni jambo moja linalofaa kushughulikiwa. Mr. Speaker, nikimalizia, pia kama tunataka wakulima wa kahawa wawe na pesa mfukoni, kuna mambo mpaka tuangalie. Katika gazeti la serikali juzi kulikuwa na toleo ambalo lilikuwa limetolewa na waziri Mbadi ambao lilikuwa linasema kwamba sasa wakulima wanafaa watakuwa wanatozwa 0.3 pesa ambayo itaenda kwa shirika taasisi ya CMA ambayo iko katika wizara hiyo ya hazina, 0.3 ambayo itaenda kama malipo ambayo italipa ile malipo ya moja kwa moja inaitwa DSS, na 0.2 ambazo zilikuwa zinafaa iende katika soko, katika Nairobi Coffee Exchange. Mr. Speaker, hata tukiamusha kimuri na tuendelee kutoza wakulima, na ambao nasema ni ubaguzi wa wakulima kwa sababu CMA inatoa pesa yake katika hazina kuu. Kwa nini lazima iwe mmea ambao utatozwa pesa ni mmea moja tu wa kahawa na CMA? Kwa nini? Hiyo ndio swali nimekuwa nikiuliza. Kwa hivyo waziri, najua hiyo si sehemu yako, lakini ningependa pia ufuatilie kidogo, uangalie wakulima wako vyama vya ushirika ni pesa ngapi zinakatwa, kwa sababu kama Kirinyaga sisi tumejipanga. Na waziri, najua unakubaliana na mimi, kama kuna mahali vyama vya ushirika zimekita mizizi na ziko sawa ni Kirinyaga. Tuko na factory 77, tuko na vyama vya ushirika 14 na chama kimoja kikubwa katika Kirinyaga ambao kinaangalia mambo ya kahawa. Lakini pia tumeweza kununua machini ya kusaga kahawa, tunajisagia wenyewe na sasa tunajiuzia wenyewe. Lakini hapo tumepatikana hapo na CS bandi bado wanataka kukula kutoka kwa kikapu chetu. Angalia hiyo waziri.
Senator Chararike.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. From the onset, before I just support your statement, is I want to congratulate my friend Governor Oparanya, the new CS, for the good job he's doing in the coffee and other subsector. Madam Speaker, just to follow up on your question, just like Imuri, in Nandi, and there is a perception in this country, and sorry for saying this, Madam Speaker, that coffee is only grown in Mount Kenya or Murima, but coffee is grown across the country, including Nandi, Bungoma, among other areas. And even Kakamega, Machakos, Makueni, and many other areas across the country. Madam Speaker, in line with the Coffee Cherry Fund under the Coffee Bill, what are the strategies alongside Kimuri Factory that, Madam Speaker, you have raised to support coffee cooperative farms, cooperative societies? For example, in Nandi Hills, especially in Tindre sub-county, we have, just to name a few, cooperative societies like Kipsiele, Cooperative Society, Kapunyeria, Madam Speaker, Kapkulumben Cooperative Society, Kabrer Cooperative Society. We also have Sarwat and Kapsawas Cooperative Society in Aldai sub-county and across the entire of Nandi. What are the strategies along Kimuri Coffee Factory in Kairi village as the CS put in place to spur and ensure these coffee cooperative societies across the country are no longer going under or are being declared insolvent, and therefore they are able to support the growth and the flourishing of coffee growth and coffee business across, even in Kericho, where like for Tenan, in Kericho, where we have many cooperative societies. For Tenan, I don't know why my teacher is excited today, Professor Tomo Jenda, and he just walked in. Madam Speaker, and therefore, what are the strategies, including, Kericho is my neighboring, like for Tenan area, Kipkelion area, farmers also grow a lot of cooperative coffee, even in Bungoma, in Kakamega. What are the strategies? What is the silver bullet? And I'm happy that the CS is a former governor. So he understands it is easy for him to manage both what the counties is doing in terms of what is happening in Kimuri and across the nation, so that we can continue, Madam Speaker. And therefore, that's my supplementary question, and to thank him for supporting Senator Boni Khalwale for Governor of Kakamega County. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Charadig. Senator Madago Jackson, are you doing campaign from the floor of the House? It's not allowed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And I think let me congratulate Cherargei for recognizing that the former governors can help current senators to become governors. Honorable Speaker, I just want to ask the CS, just alongside that supplementary question of Kimuri Coffee Factory, that part of the challenges that has been cited is farmers having to go very long distance to take their produce to the next factory, Honorable Speaker. I wanted to know what the Cabinet Secretary is doing to make sure that the services of the Coffee Research Institute, which is a very important organization towards coffee productivity and quality, what is he doing to make sure that those services are available in other parts of the country, particularly the western part of Kenya? And when we talk of western part of Kenya, it's the whole of former Western Province, the whole of the Rift Valley and Nyanza, where coffee now is being grown as a very serious commercial crop, so that these services can be available and productivity can be increased, and we can see also an increase of new factories in the region. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Senator Madago. Senator Professor Tom Odhiambo Ojenda, SC.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, my supplementary question addressed to the CS cooperatives is specific to some of the questions that have been sought on the measures that the ministry is doing, not only to enhance the functions of cooperatives in the Nyanza region, but particularly the efforts that your ministry is making to also encourage coffee growing in areas such as Nyakach, Muhoroni, which is part of the zone that extends from Fortenan down to the areas where we know that coffee grows, and whether you have put any funds into that effort. CS, thank you.
Honorable CS, you can take up those questions now.
Madam Speaker, I want to thank members for those questions. Those questions are very, very important for the sector. And in the first question, by Boni Khalwale on governance. Madam Speaker, honourable members, the issue of governance, I think I've really expanded on it. One is that there is already the cooperative bill before you, before this Senate. This cooperative bill has already been passed by the National Assembly. As soon as you deal with this, you will have sorted 70% of the problems that we have in governance. So if you can take it in view of your concerns, then it will help us as a country move forward. The issue of the Cooperative College, Cooperative University of Kenya still has a mandate within its objective to support the cooperative sector, because it is a child, it came out of, it is born out of the cooperative movement. So one of its major objectives is to build capacity within the cooperative movement, even to be the center of keeping all data on cooperative movement. So if you wanted anything to do with the cooperatives, you go to the university, college of university, cooperative university, and you'll get all the documentation you want on the cooperative movement in Kenya. It is still doing that particular service, although it's not prominent. When I came in, I've engaged the management of the Cooperative University, and I've told them now to come out and make sure that on the issue of governance, since we have mwongozo for parastatals, we must also have mwongozo for cooperatives, because now cooperative movement has become big with over 30,000 cooperative societies in the country. As mentioned, Madam Speaker, we have come up with a revitalization strategy to revive coffee cooperatives, at the same time revive the growing of coffee. And you remember when the president was addressing the last, when addressing the parliament last time, he committed himself to making sure that by 2028, 2029, the production of coffee will have increased from the current 51,000 metric tons to 150,000 metric tons. As a ministry, we have taken the responsibility of making sure that this presidential promise is achieved. And that's why we came up with the revitalization strategy, and the president at the moment has committed to provide 500 million Kenya shillings between now and June of this year to start that exercise. Through that, cooperatives like Shitoli that you have mentioned, Honorable Khalwale, will benefit from those particular funds. And I have already talked to few members of parliament, including Boni Khalwale, about the importance of embracing coffee farming in this country, because at the moment, Madam Speaker, we are now, coffee is fetching the highest prices since the last 10 years. It is now fetching, farmers used to get 50 shillings per kilo of cherry, per kilo of cherry. Now the average is about 114 at the moment. It has never happened. Because there is a big shortage of coffee. Countries like China have now embraced consumption of coffee. So Kenyans should take this particular opportunity and make sure that we grow coffee. However, as mentioned by Senator Mwanzo, is that as a ministry, we have not managed to get proper budget. We have presented a budget of about 4 billion Kenya shillings in order to make sure that production.
Senator Morango, what's your point of clarification?
Asante mstahiki Speaker. Waziri, sijui kama unajua kwamba katika Bungoma, Cheskaki na Cheptais mwaka huu wamepata shilingi 21 tu kwa kilo ya kahawa. Kwa sababu nimesikia ukisema kwamba wakulima sasa wanapata kuanzia shilingi 100 kwenda juu. Hawa katika Bungoma kahawa yao kilo moja imetoka shilingi 21 tu, waziri. Kwa hivyo hapo si kweli. Kuna wakulima bado hawajaweza kunufaika na jitihada ambazo mnafanya kama serikali ama ukiwa waziri kupata pesa nzuri katika kahawa.
Madam Speaker, I've yet to get the evidence of what the senator is saying, because my statistics are from the Nairobi Coffee Exchange. That's where we get our statistics. And you see, in coffee farming, farmers are free to sell to whoever. They are not compelled to come to Nairobi Coffee Exchange. There is a parallel marketing. You can sell yourself. But there are, of course, middlemen who go to farmers, and sometimes farmers need money quickly. They buy cheaply and transport the same coffee to come and sell at the Nairobi Coffee Exchange to make a kill. So I will advise the senator that the farmers should avoid selling coffee to the middlemen. There are proper structures. There is a mill in...
Senator Boni Khalwale, are you sure you want to have a point of order because he's not a senator submitting from the floor of the House? What is your clarification?
Madam Speaker, this is very important. In Kirinyaga, farmers were paid as high as 151 shillings per kilo. In Mount Elgon and most parts of Western, it was between 20 and 30 shillings. Could the minister clarify, why is this differential? Why should farmers doing the same good job be paid 21 shillings in Western, and in Kirinyaga, they're paid 151 shillings?
Senator Boni.
I was pursuing Standing Order number 105. That's why I was struggling on accuracy of what is being stated. But you have shown me, and the minister has had me. We are concerned because we have now, Minister, we've gone full throttle. We're telling farmers to plant. But 21 shillings against 151?
Senator Boni, he was in the middle of answering that same question from Senator Murango.
Yeah.
So maybe you allow him to finish the response he's giving.
Madam Speaker, I've yet to get that statistic said by Senator Khalwale. I'm yet to get that statistics. Yeah? Me, I can prove my own statistics. There is no differential. But I've said clearly that in other regions, there are people who take advantage of farmers, and they go to the farmers' trade, buy the coffee from them, the cherry from them, and process the same cherry and bring it to Nairobi Coffee Exchange and sell at a kill. And that's why I want to advise the two members of parliament that this is now an education to those farmers. Tell the farmers there is a cherry fund. So there is no need for them being in a hurry. As soon as you have your cherry, there is a fund already, you make an application from any cooperative bank, any branch of cooperative bank. You fill the form, it is proved that the cherry is with you, and you are able to be paid a minimum of 50 shillings per cherry as your coffee goes for milling and then goes for coffee auction. When it is auctioned, you are paid within 5 days. And this is part of the reforms that the Ruto government has undertaken. And within those 5 days, they will pay you minus the 50 that you will have received in advance. So I don't see how a farmer can accept to sell the coffee at 30 shillings when already there is a cherry fund that can give 50 shillings. I don't believe that, Madam Speaker. Do I continue, Madam Speaker?
Yes, proceed on. You're doing well. Proceed
yes.
On.
Thank you very much. So, Madam Speaker, the issue of churches that Dr. Marango, our Senator, the issue of churches. You know, coffee, 75% of coffee farmers are smallholders. It's only 25% that are estate, the big boys. A small farmer with a half acre, 1 acre, cannot manage to have his or her cherry processed and taken to Nairobi for auction at the Nairobi Coffee Exchange. And that's why there is a cooperative movement. So you will find that these small farmers are within a small cooperative movement, so that the cooperative movement is able to provide these services to the small farmer. And the cooperative movement is not doing this service for free, because it's a movement, it is an establishment, it has staff, it has machinery. So those services should be paid for. Through the reforms, the government has said that the minimum that the coffee farmer can be paid is 85% of the selling price. The 15% will go to other service provider. Because a small coffee farmer cannot transport coffee from Bungoma, mill it, and then take it to Nairobi Coffee Exchange. So those providing other services, we are now limiting it, which has not happened before. It is now being limited through that legislation. Although some people have gone to court to stop that. But that is the best way. That's how coffee farmers will benefit to the maximum. So those services paid, and it's 0 point something. It's not even 1%. It's not even, we have even now reduced payment to brokers. The CMA we have reduced. We have slightly increased payment to the Nairobi Coffee Exchange because of the services they provide. Now, Senator Nandi, I want to congratulate Nandi. Nandi and Kericho now have come up, they have become among the top 10 highest producer of coffee in this country. And most of them, most of the farmers are moving from tea, because those areas have been known for tea, because there are more money in coffee. And let me state here categorically that coffee is grown in 33 counties. And the coffee can grow anywhere. Leave this belief that coffee can only grow in a particular area. And we want to promote coffee to be grown in the entire country. And this is now our mission, that coffee should be grown, but because this is the only crop I can, at the moment, I feel that can change the economy of this country. And that's why we have reforms. And Madam Speaker, give me a chance next time I come and tell the honorable members here the reforms that this government has undertaken within the coffee sector that will make more people grow coffee. Thank you very much.
We have one more question from Senator Christo Kegeni Asige.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I think that I might have pressed the button erroneously, but I do wish to extend my welcome to the Honourable Minister. I think this is the first time that we've met here in Parliament, and I congratulate him as well on the work that him and his ministry are doing. I thank you.
Thank you, Senator Asige. Honourable CS, thank you for the answers you have offered for the questions that have been posed by the senators. Is there a clarification? Senator Madago.
Yes, Honourable Chair. I didn't hear the CS respond on the issue of Coffee Research Institute.
Yes, CS, you can take that.
I remember very well, but I thought he has been a colleague of mine. We have been friends.